Okay, we're back. Glory to Jesus Christ. This is finishing up how to survive your first Orthodox service. Let's see, where did I leave off on my notes? Oh, right. Okay, so venerating the icons. Now, at the end of the liturgy, the priest may give some announcements. Then the faithful, the congregation, are going to go up to the priest. He'll be standing out in front of the iconostas, facing the people with a hand cross. So, held in his hand, metal cross, it may have jewels on it, whatever. The faithful are going to come forward, they're going to cross themselves, venerate the icon of the day, which is in the middle of the church, then they're going to go to the priest. They're going to kiss the cross, the feet of Jesus, shoe for the feet, and then they're going to kiss his hand that's holding it. And that's not venerating the priest, the dude, the guy. That's venerating his office as representing Christ. So we're not worshiping humans here. Don't worry. You do not have to do this, okay? You may be invited to go venerate. And that's a nice gesture. I did. The first time I went to Orthodox church, I went up and venerated, sure. It's like, you know what? I don't know what I'm doing, but that's okay, because I feel like I'm in the right place. And everyone was very patient with me. So, if you do want to go up again, it's just, you just cross yourself. You're going to kiss the lowest part of the hand cross possible. And then you're just going to kiss the priest's hand. So you're going to go cross, hand, boom. He may say something to you. He may say, for example, Christ is in our midst. And you will say, he is and ever shall be. But again, if he knows that you're new, he might not even say that, and he will not expect you to know the response, okay? So if you have it, if you want to whip it out, cool. But don't feel pressure to, like, fake it. Okay. Let's see, what else can I tell you? Oh, sure, one of the most important things. I can't believe I almost forgot that. Okay. You've never been to an Orthodox service before. Read through the service before you go. Just look it up online. There's a million sites out there that will give you the basic outline of any service. The Sunday morning service is called the Divine Liturgy. It's what in the West you would call the Mass. So you can just look through and see what the outline is. I would set aside some time, maybe the night before, to actually read through the whole thing. If you don't have all of the texts for the specific day, all the hymns and stuff, that's fine, but there's a lot of it that will be the same. The litanies and the chanting of some of the Beatitudes, for example, the cherubic hymn. You'll get a feeling for it. When you go to church, though, don't stand there with your nose in the service book. And this is very tempting, but my recommendation, again, it's just my thoughts. Just come and see and pray. Don't worry about the book. The book will be there later. Just come and pray and let the Lord speak to you. Because he's gonna. It's a multi-sensory experience. There's gonna be incense too. So if you have severe asthma, you might want to take a puff of your inhaler before you leave the house. I've never seen anyone have a problem with it though, but just so you know, there will be incense. We use incense at every single service. Multiple times. The only other thing that I can think of, is somebody may give you a piece of bread after communion. They may give you a little cube of bread. That is not Holy Communion. So it's fine. If you want to eat it, it's fine. What it is it's blessed bread that is from the same loaf that the priest used to cut out the lamb, which is the piece of bread that becomes the body of Christ. It's called antidoron bread, and you're welcome to have it. So if somebody gives you a piece of it, or they might call it prosphora, it might be even like a tiny little cake with a stamp on it, like a cross shape. If they give it to you, it's not Holy Communion. You are fine to have it. It doesn't matter if you're Orthodox. You can just take it, you know. And lastly, just if they invite you downstairs for fellowship afterwards, I hope you go. Because that's really where you get to know people and you get to ask questions. And you get to hear how the Orthodox talk about their faith. And I was just bowled over by the fact. You know, I'm a convert. I was a Protestant until 7 years ago. I will never forget the first Sunday after church. I went downstairs and I was standing there in the coffee hour with the woman who is now my godmother. She's awesome. And so she was, is very knowledgeable. And so she was helping me understand some of my questions. And I just remember in the course of our conversation, she was talking about various feasts, various, church holidays, the 12 great feasts that we have in Orthodoxy. And she knew all the dates. She was like, yeah, the Feast of the Annunciation is March 25th, and then you have the Feast of St. Stephen is on the 26th, and then you have Theophany, and then you have the Dormition of the Theotokos in August, and then you have the presentation in the temple on February 2nd. I mean, she was just going off. All of this stuff just out of her head. And I went, okay. I went, how do you know all that? And you know what? It was so impressive because that is a person whose faith is important to them, And I found that most Orthodox are like that. It wasn't just her. It was Orthodoxy. These are people who understand intimately that their faith is the most important thing. A lot of them are from Russia and lived through the communist hell. And so they understand how precious it is to be able to worship God without fearing getting deported to Siberia because you have an icon or because you're wearing a cross. So these are people that know their faith very deeply. And they love it very profoundly. And they want to share it with you. So I'm just so excited that you're going to go and you're going to experience it. And I would love to hear your thoughts when this happens. And the same goes for any of you guys. I would jump at the chance to read your thoughts. And as always, feel free to ask me stuff and I will try to find answers for you. I certainly don't know everything, but at least I could try. I can try to do some research. I could try to ask some people, Anyway, this is the end of this video. I am going to be back in a hot second. And now, finally, now that my head has gotten somewhat back in order, we can talk about the doctrinal differences between Orthodoxy and Catholicism. So, thanks for letting me yammer and stammer and hem and haw. I'll be back in a minute for the next round. So, see you in a bit.